Okay, there is no impact because of that capacity onto your IOPS. There is absolutely no impact. And then if you take to the next level, my IOPS remains same for my hybrid also. Basically my CPU memory remains same, IOPS remains same at that time. The only difference is I'm using NLSAS drives for this. I'm using 3D NAND drives for all flash arrays. That is what the difference is. Now, the second component of it, everybody says, okay, the technology is good. What about the support? Okay, because that is again a major component in any of the infrastructure for the customers. So what we do is, every array of Nimble will have something around 30 million to 100 million software sensor data into it. It is again part of the operating system, and you name it, anything and everything we capture that. Your CPU utilization, your block size, your voltages, your fan speeds, anything and everything becomes part of the software sensors. And then we collect those software sensors every 5 minutes from you. So basically how much data we collect? We collect almost equal to the stars of the universe. Every 4 hours, we are collecting almost trillion of your data, okay, from all the arrays which is there installed in the. So basically what we do is, all the arrays, sending that data every 5 minutes to my big data analysis engine at the back end. Okay, every 5 minutes I am sending that data at the back end, and then I am analyzing your data which is there sent by just checking whether 5 minutes back what was the data, now what is the data. If there is abnormality, I open up a case. As simple as that. Okay, so we are more proactive than a traditional approach, guys. We are having big data analysis sitting at the back end, understanding the logs which are coming from the customer's environment. That gives me major advantage. We are more proactive. We are not asking for any logs from any time. So in case customer faces an issue, we are not asking for any logs. We have all the logs with us all the time. We don't have L1, L2 engineers. We have always L3 engineers. I know your environment better when we have seen your environment. So basically, before you calling to the support guy, he will have all the logs with him, instead of asking you the environment later on and then understanding your environment. So that gives major advantage in the complete infrastructure. Since I have the logs with me, I do a trend analysis also. So trend analysis can be done. I can understand from per volume level, what is your cache hit ratio, what is your compression, how much is the IOPS you are doing per volume, and all those. You can see it with InfoSight. This is a completely different tool, And again, this is part of the operating system itself. So there is no licenses required, there is no hardware required to get this done. This is by default the way we do support. This is a default support we are doing. So now 9 out of 10 problems are automatically detected. You don't have to worry about the problem detection and all those, because my backend system is already taking care of that. Every 5 minutes I'm understanding that data, correct? 92% of our cases are opened by us onto the customer. It is actually, in traditional approach, it is reverse. Many cases gets opened by the customer onto the vendor. We are doing exactly reverse. We are opening up a case against the customer requirement, and the customer is taking care of that, or our backend support is taking care of that. Because of the logs, I can correlate your analysis. I can understand where your latency is going high, your read-write ratio is going high, what is the problem, whether it is a misconfiguration, what exactly is contributing to your problem. The root analysis becomes very, very easy in that case. And then we are going beyond storage. So basically what we are doing is, we are going beyond storage in the sense that, okay, we will be coordinating with vCenter, the VMware vCenter, and we can understand which VM is showing high latency, which VM is showing latency because of what? The storage, because of the host, because of the network, exact correlation of it. I can do that. So basically I can forecast the future in terms of capacity, in terms of performance, in terms of bandwidth. So we work very closely with all these application vendors. We work very closely with hypervisors. We work very closely with Cisco. We have something called Smart Stack with Cisco, which is Cisco UCS, Cisco networking, and Nimble storage at the back end. So we have that combination also. This is my last slide, which talks about no licenses at all. Absolutely no licenses required. We are doing inline deduplication. We are doing inline compression to reduce the footprint. And we will discuss that once we have one-on-one meeting. We do snapshots. We do almost 10,000 snapshots per volume. 10,000 snapshots per volume, which is very, very unique as compared to a traditional approach. We are talking about, we are application aware in terms of volume. We are application aware in terms of snapshots. So we do take applications and consistent snapshots also, and then we reduce your footprint big time. So by compression, by deduplication, we are reducing your footprint big time. Okay? That is what I have. Any questions, anything you want to discuss, we can take it offline.
Sure.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is Mr. Sonavane. Thank you very much once again. If you have any questions, as Mr. Sonavane said, you can take it offline. And two requests. One is the people at the back. May I request you to keep your volume a little low, because the speakers on stage will be getting disturbed. And because we've got a lot of chairs over here. So some of you can come up in front and have a seat out here. We've got a lot of chairs over here. Second request to all the speakers, since we are running a little behind schedule, we would request you to keep your presentations to a maximum of 15 minutes. Thank you. May I invite Mr. Santosh Kulkarni, Country Manager, Business Development, Smart Solutions, Emerson, India. Mr. Santosh Kulkarni is going to be speaking about powering the smart infrastructure. And once again, may I request those at the back to please come up in front. If you need to have any discussions, we would request you to take it out. So we would like to discourage any discussions over here inside the hall, please. Mr. Santosh Kulkarni, Country Manager, Emerson, India. Please get your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Kulkarni joins us on stage.
Good evening, everyone. And I will strictly stick to the 15-minute timeline given. That is, I will assure you before I start. So first of all, thanks for joining in good numbers. It really helps us. It encourages us. It also, we have a stall behind. Most of the people have visited the stall where we have our smart solution. What I'm going to talk about is displayed. The demo unit is already on and a live unit is available. I request you all to have a look at it once this presentation is through before you move on for dinner. So basically, what we are going to talk about, most of the people are talking about digital wave, people are talking about digital disruption, people are talking about smart cities, people are talking about a lot of smart gadgets. What exactly happening at the end of the day is lot of data is getting generated and lot of information is coming in the multiple forms. Lot of surveys are happening, a lot of people are going online, they're being tracked what exactly people are doing. Lot of analytics, lot of other stuff that is being continuously monitored. So even now what is happening is IT is not only a small department. At some of the organizations, you take the e-tailing kind of organizations, IT is actually driving the business. And that is where what we are finding out is lot of IT devices, a lot of new generation things that are getting into the smaller organizations also. And that is where we play a role. And we thought we will, the people like you who are system integrators, who are into selling the servers, selling the networking devices, selling softwares, we thought it is a right platform to connect with you all, where we will talk about the place where you house all these IT equipments. So coming to the smart solutions, we call it as an intelligent integrated data center solutions for the small server rooms and network hubs. We start from 1 rack, we go up to 8 racks, and in the multiples of that, we will cover that. So most of the people, when we talk about, they have a lot of data, they have a lot of servers, they have a lot of networking devices, but they have a small server room. Maybe someone is having a 6 rack server room. He's not been able to afford to go for someone like a consultant, like what a large data center people can go in for. Now what happens is, they are always worried. These are the reports what we have got, or the feedbacks what we have got from the people. Maybe more than 100 small, this 1 to 10 rack data center people we have surveyed, and this is the feedback we received. So we have tabulated that in the form like, can I have the same kind of infrastructure that a large data center is having? See, there is one of the challenge that most of the server selling partners they are facing is movement of smaller SMB kind of segments into the cloud. So a lot of people think that cloud is providing them a good data center facility. So can they get it in a smaller scale? That is most of the people do want to know. They also want to know whether my infrastructure, can it be cost effective? Can it be replicated? A lot of people have multiple offices. Now you look at the infrastructures are coming in cities like Gurgaon, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune. So multiple cities are covered. People want to know whether I can replicate. Sometimes business is growing fast. People want to know whether they can add the infrastructure very fast. Those are the kind of questions they have. Or they also want to know whether technology is, can they have the technology kind of advantage like big organizations that get basically. Or you talk about, they want to know whether the solutions that they're implementing, are they easy to implement? Do they need special people or special skills to their staff to be added? Those kind of questions they ask. So we are going to answer most of them today. So there is also a lot of you have the infrastructure or your customers who are multi-locational customers and all. And there, a lot of people ask that, okay, you are giving me some kind of a solution in Delhi. Can you give it to me in Raipur? Can you give it to me in Vizag? Can you give it to me in Cochin? And there, some kind of a solution, which is what we are talking is factory fitted and site assembled. Smart solution, if you talk about it, is an intelligent data center or a server room that can be factory fitted and site assembled. That is what we are talking about. So this is where we talk about a one solution that can answer most of the questions that have been asked. Now you look at it, when you look at it, the server rooms, typical server rooms, what is you are looking at is most of the customers now know about power, they know cooling. But if you look at a typical small server room, what is the kind of cooling that is provided? Can someone volunteer to answer this? If a typical 4-rack kind of a server room, what kind of a cooling that you observe there? Comfort AC, perfectly right. So that is where what is happening is the typical split AC, wall mounted kind of ACs have been put. And let me tell you, they were perfectly fine when the IT loads were in the range of around 1.5 or a 2 kilowatt per rack. But with the virtualization coming in, with the blade servers coming in, lot of other storage devices that are coming in, that per rack load from 1.5 kilowatt is gradually moving to 3 kilowatt, 4 kilowatt, 4.5, 5 kilowatt. And few of the customers are really stumping us down by telling that they need a 10, 12 kilowatt per rack. So when that kind of a change is happening, those split air conditioners, wall mounted ones, are not efficient or effective to provide the cooling. So what we are trying to make it is we are trying to make a smart solution which has power, cooling, rack, power distribution, and also two important components what you see here, that is environment monitoring. Monitoring is one of the important part where you have to monitor your temperature, humidity situations. You have to also have smoke detection, water leak detection, door opening sensors, lot of other features that they come in. And we talk about fire, not only detection, we also provide optional things like fire suppression. So this is where we talk about this complete circle, where we talk about a complete data center. A typical data center which can be all the components that are available in 100 rack kind of a data center can be available on a single rack. And you want to have a demo, just it is available at our corner stall and you can have it. There are a lot of times you would have heard sudden beep coming up or a buzzer that is from our device which is giving an alert that the door is open. So those kind of things are available. This is for a single rack, we call it as a smart cabinet. It is a trademark thing for us. When you have more racks, we call it as a smart row. And there is something what we call as smart aisle when you have more than 8 racks. So what we talk about, 1 or 2 rack solutions where you have typically 1 ton or a 2 ton cooling requirement. And you see this thing what I was talking about, that from 2 to 8 racks, it is 10 to 40 kilowatt. That it means that around 5 to 6 kilowatt per rack kind of cooling can be provided. It eliminates the need for a room itself because this is cooling within the rack. It doesn't need a false floor. It doesn't need any separate room that you need. It has access control as optional available. It has fire suppression, as I mentioned, optional available. So there are a lot of stuff. This is a small 15 minutes part. We will not be able to cover everything, but we are available after that. We will be sharing. If you have more than 8 racks, we have a solution called as Smart Aisle, which goes from 10 racks, 12 racks, up to 20 racks. And if you have multiple, so let's say 40 rack situation, customer can have two 20 rack aisles available. So what we are talking is, we are trying to help you all. See, basically, I would like to know, it's a very simple question, that most of you must be selling servers. So anyone who has not sold a data center as a solution? Is there anyone who is selling servers regularly but not sold a data center, entire data center? Is there anyone in this crowd? There may be few of them. So what happens most of the time, you are selling the servers, you have a fantastic relationship with the guys there, and what is happening is that you need to take that one extra step and ask that customer where you are going to house it. Is it a server room, and can I have a play into it? Then you approach us back, we will provide you all the technical support to sell this product, give a technical solution to customer and provide the commercials so that you can increase your basically pie in that customer's business, because you already have a terrific relationship which is allowing you to sell their servers. And once you do that, then it's just a next step to sell this opportunity. And here you don't have to do anything. You don't have to run around with multiple vendors for UPS, AC, or sensors, or rack and everything. We have only single vendor, that is Immersion. No oversizing, we are providing you all the solution available. We are talking about low capex, because instead of cooling entire room, you are cooling only the rack. You are also having modular, scalable, from 1 rack, 2 rack, we can have multiple racks, and you can add as you grow. Then one of the important point about is relocation. Many times customers have leased premises, they want to move out. It is very difficult when you have a data center built up with all the civil work that is being done. There are partitions, there is you have the false floor and the other things fitted in. That it becomes an exit barrier for leaving that space. But here, because this device is, again, as I said, is a site assembled, they can just take it out from that place and again assemble at a new place. So relocation is very much possible. It is secure, it has a lot of sensors and all that available. It contains all the passive components that are part of a typical data center. So it is something what is a plug and play. We provide you a space to just house the IT equipments that go into it. Reduce the space up to 30%, because everything is built, it is like a tall building. So it is like you are having your cooling, your UPS, your batteries, everything vertically assembled in a smaller space. So it saves space, because instead of cooling entire room, now you are going to only cool the rack and the equipments. It is saving you almost 30% of cooling expenses. And as a Gartner report says, 40% of the operational spent on data center happens on cooling. And so when you save their good amount, it is going to have a lot of impact on the saving what you are doing. And also it is a green initiative kind of thing what you can talk to your customer, which they will be very happy to implement in their organizations, with lot of talk going around about carbon emissions and the green solutions that are going in. So this is what I spoke about, monitoring part. Most of the server rooms, if you talk about, they might have cooling and power available, but monitoring is completely missing in a smaller server room space. And that is where we provide all the options available. It starts from temperature, humidity, water leak detection, smoke detection, door opening sensors, the other camera and other alerts that are required by those customers. This is what we spoke about, single rack and multiple racks. This is, you can also have KVM switch or LCD tray optional available as an additional thing that you can sell to your customer. This is what I spoke about. This is a single rack. It can double up when you have more IT equipments to be put in. We have 2 rack solution. And when you have more than 2 racks, we are giving you smart row. Smart row is for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 racks. Sometimes and if you have more than that, we have something as a smart aisle as a solution. This is the device where we are talking about the fire suppression. We provide Novec gas. then this is the side panel where everything will be kept inside the box. It will not be visible, but we have just tried showing it across how the arrangements are going to be. This is a device this is our own office in Gurgaon, where we are using this solution ourselves at our Gurgaon office. You can anytime walk in to our Gurgaon office and have a look at this solution. Anytime, most of the time when you talk new technologies, customers ask, do you have any installation to show? You are welcome to bring your customers also to have a look at our solution. These are the larger install base where 6 rack or 4 rack solution is being put. I'll skip this. There is a automobile case study. Basically, there is a customer who wanted it to be done. It was for SAP HANA. So SAP HANA, he wanted to have it very fast. They were initially considering conventional. We could address all their queries. We gave them 3 different solutions. That is 6 rack solution, 3 rack solution, and a single rack solution. And we addressed their entire queries about speedy implementation. So we could do it in maybe complete installation of all these 3 solutions in flat 8 weeks, including delivery and 15 days at site implementation. There is one more customer of ours who wanted it in Guwahati, where they wanted a 6 rack solution, and we provided them this 6 rack solution with 20 kilowatt of cooling. We could complete it in Guwahati in a flat 7 weeks time. So these are the 3 things I thought we will share it across with you, and I will just cover one small announcement that what Immersion Network Power has. Immersion Network Power will be becoming Vertiv. Entire of our product line that includes UPS, thermal management, Avocent, everything is getting into Vertiv. It is this ASCO, Chloride, Libert, Netsure, Trellis, all our brands are going to be under Vertiv umbrella. We are, if you see our all communication, marketing communication, we are announcing that Immersion Network Power is becoming Vertiv in 2017. So this is a transition phase, and after that we will be known as Vertiv. This is one thing. So I will just like to have this one small video played about this smart solution, and thanks for being patient. I think I've stick to this timeline what you have given, and I'll just have a look at the video. It captures what all points I have covered.
Expertise, Emerson Network Power presents the new SmartRow solution for smart and mid-sized data centers. SmartRow innovates the traditional design approach for small and mid-sized data centers. Integrated power, cooling, and management systems into one compact manageable suite. SmartRow is suitable for limited data center space, hacking performance, efficiency, and availability in a small footprint.